I have to read you the bio of our next judge. It's Mike Fibus. He's an industry analyst, influencer, and tech columnist for USA and CIO Magazine. But the key thing is here, he's known as the Roy Bannister of fried chicken. Roy Bannister was the guy who ran the 4-minute mile. Let me see if I can explain this. You were working at Roy Rogers, right? And the challenge was, how many pieces of fried chicken could you make in under a minute? And you did 32 pieces, right? They said it couldn't be done. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Fibus. I don't know quite how that qualifies you to be a judge, but yeah.
Hi, thanks. By the way, I brought a jacket, but as it turned out, it's the same one that Alfred's wearing, and I can't compete with that. So, all right. Thanks. I mean, I think most of us today kind of consider privacy as kind of a quaint thing of the past, something that's maybe gone forever. And this next contestant, I don't think is taking that lying down. So Silent Circle is, you may know them from the Black phone, a privacy-first smartphone. And now they've got a new device, excuse me, GoSilent, that will let us all get the same protection for our other devices. So with that, let me introduce Josh Cano. He's the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for Silent Circle. Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. So I'm Josh Cano. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Silent Circle, and I'm going to talk about a new product that we have today that's awesome, and it's called GoSilent. So there's one very big problem, and we're all acutely familiar with it. The data in the upper right corner is the first half of 2016. That was the number of records compromised, which was about 500 million. And the data in the lower right corner is just 1 year later, again, the same front half of 2017, and it was almost a 4-fold increase in that problem. So why are we having that problem? Well, we're having that problem because we've been dealing with security in 2 siloed buckets. The first one is data in motion, and the second one is data at rest. And we've had independent solutions for each one. Except that's not really the world that we live in anymore. And there's no greater example of that than this. I have data at rest in the form of flash memory on the device, and I am both in motion and sending and receiving information across multiple networks all the time. And this is kind of how we live now. We live with our computer on us, and we're moving. We're not stationary. And in fact, 16 hours of the day, we're not behind a protected firewall. So if you think about it, the vast majority of the time that we are connecting, sharing information, we're doing that not behind a safe zone. And this isn't just kind of empirical information or information that we believe in. This is based on raw data that we have, as well as industry experts like John Gerard, who's the VP over at Gartner, and who I have the pleasure of speaking with on a bi-weekly basis. So, with this new world order, it requires a new device. And we decided to take the firewall with us. And we made this, which is called GoSilent. Small enough to fit in your hand, in your pocket. And basically, it's a pocket-sized mobile firewall with quantum threat protection, because that's the next thing you're going to need to worry about. And it connects to any existing signal that you have already. So Wi-Fi networks that are here, like at the show, or your cell signal, and even an Ethernet port. There's a tiny, I don't know if you can get a camera shot on that, there's a tiny little one on the back there. So if you want to go to your home office or use this somewhere else, like a hotel, you can use that as well. And it's paired, of course, with cloud services and VPN, because we're trying to help businesses. That's our primary goal. And again, think about it. 16 hours of our life is spent not behind the 4 walls of safety that we're traditionally used to. We're doing a lot of our work and other important information at coffee shops, and traveling on the road, and connecting to all kinds of networks that don't necessarily have the same security level that we're used to basically domestically here in the US or anywhere for that matter. And your phone and your devices aren't asking whether it's the most safe thing to connect to, they're just trying to connect to it. And here, how many of us work here in the comfort of our homes? So again, this is for the 16 hours a day you're trying to keep the same level of security that you have at work. Ooh, I got 8 seconds. Thank you.
Hey, Josh.
Hi.
Nicely done. Okay, I have some questions.
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, the statistics that you showed, first of all, did you notice the style? They were like flipboard, Vestaboard type numbers. The Vestaboard guy must have been going, see? But those numbers were about data breaches, like Target and Sony
Sure.
Pictures. This would do nothing to stop those figures.
Well, actually, those data breaches are behind, like you're talking about, much larger encapsulated, servers and networks and things like that.
Right.
But the information that's going to and from them is where the problem zones are happening. And while we hear about in the news the large data breaches that everybody reads about, it's the small ones that are piling up in a much higher rate.
But you're not saying if I had had this guy, my data from Equifax would have been protected.
No, but in transit, your data and information back and forth to them would have. So the safety of sending the information over those networks is now no longer your fault. It would be completely in their defense.
So my other big question is, I know that Apple and Windows, Mac OS and Windows both have software firewalls built in. And presumably that would be something that either is or could be implemented on the phone too.
Correct, except if you're using all the devices in all the same places on all the same platforms. So if you're using a desktop device that is non-iOS and now you have an iOS, you need 2 different systems in order to cover both for the same for the same problem.
And also my router has a firewall.
Yeah, they do, but again, are you getting the same level of encryption going back and forth through it today?
So you're saying, yeah, we probably have other firewall options,
Sure.
but this one's better?
Yeah, and well, you can take it with you, right? So the portability of connecting and using this on the go is really the pitch.
So this phone here is connecting directly to my carrier. How is this going to intercept and protect my?
So it's going to encrypt the information. You connect to it first and then to your carrier.
Like a Wi-Fi network?
Correct. And it's as easy as logging in, finding it. In fact, some of you, if you're scrolling through right now, you could see one that says GoSilent or GoSilent Boomer. That's kind of a little pet nickname.
So then how does that
just connect to it?
How does that connect to the cellular
That's connecting to your signal.
So I put my SIM card in there?
No. There's no SIM card.
How does that connect to the cellular network before it can send me a Wi-Fi signal?
So I can plug this into my laptop, right? Let's just say as the power source for it being a stationary unit. And I want to connect to connect to a cell signal. I can use my phone as the bridge to do so. And then anything that connects to that is encrypted through it.
Okay.
You got it?
No.
Oh. Darn it.
So
start over again?
How do I protect my cell phone data that's currently going between here and Verizon unprotected? Where would that go when I'm in Bryant Park, New York City?
Okay, so this is in between your connection to that.
Okay.
Yes, so you're going to connect to this first, and then this out to your.
So the data is coming here from Verizon.
Yes, and it's going to go through the box.
Going over here, being cleaned, and then back.
Back.
Got it.
And then out, through, and up.
Got it. Out, through, and up, as they say in the technology industry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck with that. Take care.
Appreciate it.